Hello, my name is Hans, and I'm the Ramen Rater, and this is Instant Noodle Recipe Time. I am doing this show in order to give you, the world, information about making instant noodles better, more enjoyable. I've reviewed over 3,000 varieties. That's my street cred. That's the best I can do for you. And you can go to www.therramenrater.com. That's www.theramenrater.com, therramenrater.com, and see all my reviews if you want. So today I've got one that came in a Zenpop box. If you want to check out Zenpop, they're at Zenpop.jp. That's Zenpop.jp. You can get subscription boxes of all sorts of weird stuff from Japan, including ramen. This is a Sapporo Ichiban spicy Champon noodle bowl. Yeah, spicy Champon. No, not spicy tampon. That's just gross. Yeah, so, alright. This is a steeping one. So I want to give you a little bit of info here. If you look right there, see that? It's telling you it's going to take 5 minutes and to add 350 milliliters of water. So, I have just boiled 350 milliliters of water in a pot that's vaguely the same width of the bowl. I don't have a... Actually, I did do that with a cup noodle the other day. I used a measuring cup, and it worked really quite well in that. So we've got 3 different things here aside from the noodle block. Then we have the seasoning powder and the vegetable content. So that all goes in, and this is a liquid, and this will go in at the end. Move that out to the side, and we need 5 minutes of time for the noodles to be alone with the boiling water. And there we go. In situations like this, I'll give them a couple stirs. Normally you wouldn't do that while it's in the cup, but seeing as this is a little wider, the water won't come up as well. So if you flip it and give it a stir, that'll allow the water to work its way into the noodle better. So, more authentically. There we go. Yeah, so what's going on? I got a buddy who I was just talking to. He's going on a trip to Egypt. He's always wanted to go, and he's really stoked. And he got this neat little e-cigarette thing. It looks like a USB thumb drive. You know, I lug around this thing. I carry this thing wherever. It's I don't know, it's not that big. Oh, the fog's rolling in. Oh. But anyways, he wanted a little tiny one that he could have on him, you know, while he's walking around, checking things out. So I was like, well, is it legal to vape in Egypt? He's like, ha! It's like, you know, there are a lot of places where it is not legal to vape in this world. And the last place I'd want to be, I think, would be an Egyptian jail. Now, this is a thing. I'm pretty sure it's not legal in Thailand. And that's why, yeah, that's why I didn't bring my vape stuff. I actually used cigarettes over there, and that was horrible. That was like one of the dumbest things I ever did. Although when I came back and I got my vape, it was just like I'd never done it. But, yeah. So, over in Thailand, there was a guy with the group I was with, and he was vaping. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, yeah, they didn't care. So, I think I think it's tolerated if you like try to open up a store selling vape products in some countries. You might get in some trouble, but there's like I saw a list and it said banned and restricted. I don't even know how old the list is, but it showed Taiwan and Malaysia and Thailand. It's like I've been to all those places. I didn't vape in Thailand. However, I've vaped my head off in Taiwan and Malaysia. Although I brought those, there's these things, and people like to call them ciga-likes because they look like a cigarette, but it's a vape. Ugh, that's so gross. So gross. But yeah, I will say I'm a strong proponent, fan of the whole vaping thing. God, it used to like, it's now like I smell somebody who's smoking and it just makes me want to barf. And there's a guy who smokes like, I don't know, somewhere around here, and if we have the deck open, you know when he's smoking, and it's just this horrible smell. And it's funny because people would say when I used to smoke, they'd be like, man, that smells so bad, dude. Go somewhere else. I'm like, whatever. But you get kind of nose blind to it when you smoke. So if you smoke, just start vaping. It saves so much money, and it's like way better for you. I don't get winded when I run up a flight of stairs. I'm not hacking up like the nastiest, grossest stuff in the world. Well, we do have this pollution thing going on right now from all those fires up in Canada, so I've been blowing some pretty funky boogers out of my nose. But yeah, I mean, if you aren't a smoker, don't start vaping. I wouldn't really recommend that. That's just kind of silly, unless you really want to. I would say if you're not if you don't smoke cigarettes and you don't smoke and you don't vape, and you want to do one or the other, oh God, start vaping. Don't smoke. That's just so nasty. I think one of the biggest differences that I found is, like, if we went on a trip and I left my vape at home, I would be like, oh man, you know, but not like, the way nicotine comes out of these things is so much different than a cigarette. It's funny. You get like what people refer to as nick fits, like they don't have the nicotine in them. And with this, I really haven't gotten that. So, which is nice. Plus, you can regulate the amount of nicotine that you get. I think, yeah, mine's at 3 milligram. And generally, if somebody just was smoking a cigarette and they were going to switch over to vaping, they generally recommend going for like 18 to 24 milligram just to start. So it's a big difference. Alright, so we got, anyways, enough of that. We've got a pot here, and this is spicy champon. I put in the seasoning. It's a milky looking broth. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. Here's the noodle. We'll give the noodles a try. I'm curious. Miles might be into this one. I'll have to see later. Ah, come on. Ah! Yeah, and no, it would go actually much worse if I was trying to use chopsticks to do this. Are you freaking kidding me? Alright, cheers. Mmm. Noodle has a good chew. I think I could use another maybe minute so it wasn't so sturdy of a chew. Achoo. With the broth. Look at that. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Miles is unhappy about something. I hear him out there. This is good. I enjoy this. if you didn't know, so there's the whole thing about slurping up ramen, right? Well, the whole point, and the reason why people in Japan are doing this, is because it's very popular to have your ramen served to you as piping hot as possible. And what the slurping does, basically when you're taking it to your mouth, you want to make it so your lips have like as much area around the noodle, if that makes sense, when you're eating it, so you can inhale. Because when you do that, it cools the noodle. And you get that slurping sound. I know, it's just like, well, why don't you let the noodles cool down? Well, big point on that is that if you let the noodles cool down, the time it takes for them to cool down, they're going to soak up a lot of liquid. That's kind of the ramen thing. So, come on, we need more of you guys to join the party here. Yeah, so that's the deal with that, if you didn't know. And I don't do it too often, but sometimes I decide that it might be fun to do. And so, I do it. Because I like fun. Don't you? Doesn't everybody like fun? So I'm throwing in indiscriminate fish balls and shrimp and the loveliest gift you could ever give a girl, squid flowers. At least that's what the package calls. They call them squid flowers. It's like, here's some mung bean sprouts. Or, yeah. And then some, I'm just going to stir this up. Let it kind of melange together. Champon is kind of like a seafood stew deal, in a way. I don't know. I've had it so many different ways. And so many companies do it this way and that way. I have had it at a restaurant, and it was wonderful. That was spicy. I hear Miles repeating what I'm saying. He's like, spicy. Spicy. And just because I really like egg, I don't know exactly if this really fits in with the thing in this, but here we go. Oh, are we gonna be okay here? I don't know, Mr. Egg, you're acting kind of freaky. 'Cause I squeezed it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. Really offends the egg. I'm sorry if the camera's not pointed well enough at this point. It will be very momentarily. I apologize for my lack of caring for you, the viewer, who this is really all for anyways. Okay. Well, that's pretty good looking. So there's that. I mean, it's a little bit spicy already, but I want it spicier. So I am including, at no extra charge, some Nanami Togarashi. Not Shichimi, Nanami. There's some of that. And since I'm just a sucker for this stuff and I want more, I'm going to throw in some, they call them crispy onions. These are made by Fresh Gourmet, and you find them in the salad section at the grocery store. Usually I get ones that are like imported from Asia, which I think I'm going to go back to, because these are like a little too greasy. They're not as light as I like them, but yeah, good stuff. And I gotta get my onion quota per day. Once I get enough onions, I'm just kind of cranky. But yeah, here it is. So, Champon, aka Chan with an N, Pon. I've seen it Champon and Champon. And there's also Korean, it's spelled JJAMBBONG, Jam Bong, or Jam PPONG, Jam Pong. Yeah. I think it's honestly, I've seen it most often in the Japanese vein as Chanpon, CHANPON. But yeah, and it's almost always seafood Champon. Then there's a Korean company, Samyang Foods. They make one called Nagasaki Champon. And then there's also red Nagasaki Champon, which I believe is spicy. So, anywho, I hope you enjoyed watching me talk about noodles, yammer about vaping, and do a little cloud making. That was fun. More videos to come. This week is working out really well. My goal is to do 10 reviews this week of stuff I haven't tried before. It's just been so hard lately, and yeah, but things are chilling out. Things are mellowing, so we'll see how that goes. And oh my God, when my son goes to school in September, wow, that's gonna be a lot of extra time. I can't. I'm so stoked for him, and I'm so stoked for me, because I'm going to be like... Anyways. Alright, well, this has been Hans, the Ramen Rater, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles every day. Hey, Miles! Hey, Miles! Where'd you go? You want to say hi? You said hi, but... we can't see you! Miles! Here you go! Where'd you go? Miles, come here. Miles. Alright, well, this has been Hans, and this has been wishing you enjoyment of noodles every day. Here's things to check out, and yeah. Alright? Alright, have a good one. Bye.